Important case laws on injunctions. Dalpat Kumar v. Prahlad Singh, 1992, 1 SCC 719. Facts. The plaintiff filed a civil suit relating to immovable property and requested a temporary injunction to stop the defendant from interfering with the property during the pendency of the suit. Held. The Supreme Court held that a temporary injunction can be granted only if three conditions are satisfied. Prima facie case. Balance of convenience. Irreparable injury. Mere filing of a suit is not enough to get injunction. Gujarat Bottling Co. Limited. Coca-Cola Co. 1995, 5 SCC 545. Facts. There was a commercial agreement between two companies containing a negative clause. One party tried to act against the agreement, and the other party sought an injunction to stop it. Held. The Supreme Court held that injunction is a discretionary and equitable relief. A party seeking injunction must come with clean hands, and the court must consider fairness and conduct of parties. Anathula Sudoka v. Bucci Reddy, 2008, 4 SCC 594. Facts. The plaintiff filed a suit only for permanent injunction, even though ownership, title, of the property was disputed by the defendant. Held. The Supreme Court held that when title is disputed, a mere suit for injunction is not maintainable. The proper remedy is declaration of title with injunction. Ram Niwas v. Bano Air 2000 SC 2921. Facts. The plaintiff was in possession of property but had no ownership title. She sought permanent injunction against the defendant, who was the true owner. Held. The Supreme Court held that injunction cannot be granted against the true owner. Mere possession without title is not sufficient to get injunction. MSJ. Builders v. Ramadas RAO, 2011, 1 SCC 429. Facts. The plaintiff sought equitable relief on the basis of an agreement which was obtained by fraud and suppression of material facts. Held. The Supreme Court held that fraud vitiates all transactions. A party guilty of fraud cannot claim injunction or any equitable relief. Doraswamy v. Natrajan Air 1972 Mad 343. Facts. The defendant made illegal construction on the plaintiff's land. The plaintiff sought a mandatory injunction to remove the construction. Held. The court held that mandatory injunction can be granted only in clear and strong cases where restoration of original position is necessary. Niranjan Shankar Golikari v. Century Spinning Air 1967 SC 1098. Facts. An employee agreed not to work for competitors during the contract period but violated the agreement. Held. The Supreme Court held that injunction can be granted to enforce a negative covenant, even if specific performance of the contract is not possible. State of Orissa v. Madan Gopal Rungta Air 1952 SC 12. Facts. The petitioner asked only for an injunction without claiming any main substantive relief. Held. The Supreme Court held that injunction cannot be granted independently. It must be based on an existing legal right.